What's up, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, and the overall markets. I'm also going to talk about the election very briefly, but just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link. If you deposit $100, you're guaranteed 5 free stocks. If you deposit $1,000, you're guaranteed 15 in total, not to mention an 8.1% APY on uninvested cash. The offer ends in just a couple of weeks. Anyways, right now the market's holding up at these high levels. Just be careful as we're at these new all-time highs, and the market's up quite a bit. It's up 2% so far. We have some stocks like Tesla up about 12%, and my exact prediction was correct about how the market would likely pump if we got a Trump victory. And also Tesla and Bitcoin in particular would be up quite a bit. Tesla's up 12%, Bitcoin's up like 7-8% right now. Yup, exactly as we predicted. So what happened? What's going on, guys? And why on earth is this happening? Well, going back, we have Trump becoming the president of the United States again. He has won the election, and that's great for those who voted for him. That's great for all these Americans that wanted him to win. If you didn't want him to win, it's also okay, guys. And this is what I just want to say. I respect Harris, her campaign, and all you guys who voted for her. That's totally okay. She made it very, very hard, and it was a good run. And for Trump, he made it very far as well. So huge respect to both sides. I just want to say this. I was awake till like 2 a.m. listening to his speech, listening to all of this unfold, and this is pretty crazy. So I barely slept. I'm sure most Americans probably didn't sleep much as well. But I just want to say this, okay? If you like him, awesome. It's awesome. He won. That's good. If you don't like him, it's also okay because this is not the end of the world. Don't panic too much, guys. Don't let all the noise coming out from mainstream media get into your head because you still have the ability to improve your own life, improve yourself, and always use your time to do that no matter who is president. Okay, so always remember that, improve yourselves and be optimistic. Don't worry too much if you weren't in support of this candidate. It is what it is. All right, so huge respect to both sides, whether you supported this guy or not. It's okay. Just know this is what the American people had wanted. The majority of Americans had voted, and we're just going to respect that decision and just continue to move forward from here. The market obviously liked this. We saw this massive presidential surge in the stock market, and so far it is doing a good job. We had some earnings. Let's talk about all of that real quick, then I'll break down the charts in just a second. Just know that there's not really much data coming out for today. Today is Wednesday, November 6th. Everything's very minor. We do have a bond auction at 1 p.m., but the main time to watch for a bigger surge of volatility is going to be tomorrow as we have Jerome Powell giving a speech and we have the FOMC meeting. Today, the market's at these highs. We'll have to watch and see if we can sustain them. On top of this, for earnings, we have ARM and AMC later on for today. For now, don't forget we had Supermicro yesterday night, and then we had Celsius and CVS announcing earnings this morning. Supermicro is down quite a bit because they missed on EPS. I'm sorry, their revenue is the main thing was missed. Actually, I think EPS was okay, but they missed on some of their earnings, and their guidance was pretty weak. That's why Supermicro is down. For CVS, they had mixed earnings. They actually missed on EPS at $1.09 adjusted. Revenue is still a nice beat at 95.43 billion. On top of this, they did announce some changes to their health services. They saw some nice growth that was actually kind of offsetting the decrease in their overall sales. So that is why the share price is still holding up decently. Because of the fact that we got a nice amount of growth in that end. So mixed earnings, but decent guidance. That's why the share price is still holding up. Unfortunately for Celsius, though, the share price is down because of the fact that their revenue has dumped quite a bit. Guidance was not that great either because of the fact that their sales decreased. And as a result, because of this, gross profits are down and the share price is now getting a negative reaction. Some stocks in particular are running really hard, like Tesla. We called this out, guys. I told you all that if Trump won, especially as Musk is backing him, right, Tesla would jump like crazy. And that is what happened thus far. Anyways, let's talk about the share prices. Let's talk about the stocks. What do I see about all of them? Basically, SPY has a tough resistance at 590. We'll have to see if it could hold and break 590 or not. And then if not, we're looking for 588 as our next support. If 588 fails us, if it does not hold above 588, I think we try to retest all-time highs or previous all-time highs near 586 again. So watch to see if 588 holds or not once we open. When we open, there could be some buyers that try to defend this, but I do expect some profit taking. So there's going to be like a little pop and a drop, a lot of sideways price action between 588 and then 590. But later on, I think we might dip a little bit to cool down on our indicators. We'll see how it ends up going. For other factors out there, we also happen to have ES. ES pumped about 59.50. It's still a tough resistance. We're looking for 59.25 as our main support. will it hold or not? We'll have to watch and see. That's the previous all-time high that's being tested. If not, we could be dipping back down to about the lower 5900s. That would not be a surprise, guys. That would be completely normal if we do dip a little bit. It might be doing that, so just wait and see. Nvidia pumps about 142, but know that 142 to 144 tends to be a tough resistance. So if we can't hold above 142, I am anticipating it's going to be dipping back down to about 141.25. If that fails us, we're looking for a little bit of a dip again, back down to 140 to cool off. So I expect some attempts to get up to about 142 to 144, but it might not sustain those levels. It might dip a little bit as time goes on. For Bitcoin, we pumped very nicely to about 75,000. We were up 7, 8%. Now we're coming back down. So I do expect some sideways price action between 73 and 75,000. That's what's been doing for the last couple of hours. That's what I think Bitcoin's going to be doing. If we lose 73,000, though, the previous all-time, the previous high, not the all-time high, but the previous high, then we're going to be looking for this next support around 72,000 coming next. I think we just stay range bound for now, so give this time to develop. For Tesla, the big one, this pumped very, very nicely to almost 290. Pretty crazy, guys. Very, very crazy stuff. However, we will see if 280 holds or not. If it does not hold above 280, we're going to be looking for a dip back down for these lower levels like 275. If we hold above 280, we're looking for a lot of consolidation. I think we might pop to about 282 again, kind of consolidate for some time, but then there might be a little bit of a dip coming to cool off on our indicators. And if 280 does not hold us, we're looking for basically 275 as our potential targets. And eventually the previous high right here in like the low 270s, we'll be watching those potential levels. Might be a little bit of a dip to cool off on our indicators, but overall we did a great job. We have 20,700 as our resistance. Then we have this main support all the way down here around 20,580. So we'll see which way we end up going. We're still range bound right now, so give this some time. Um, I think that we're kind of stuck here, so give this a little bit of time to develop. So we could be dipping a little bit lower as well. And it's a tough resistance on NQ. QQQ at 500, which is awesome, but it is a tough resistance. We'll see if 500 holds. If not, we're looking for 498 and then 496.5 as our targets. Might see a small dip because of that, but overall, 500 is going to be a very, very interesting support. Now, what could slow the market down is Apple. We pumped and now we're dipping a little bit. Could be looking for a retest of 222. This could slow down a little bit more, so I do see some potential downside that's coming to this. IWM pushed up to about 237.5, 238 basically. Now, we're going to be looking for an attempt to get back to about the 235 area. It might slow down just a little bit. It is a tough resistance. So watch and see if you hold above 236.5. If not, we're looking for 235, then 233 to be retested. We pushed very, very nicely, so we'll have to see if we can sustain these levels. Might see some sideways price action, but once again, a little dip could be coming. AMD has basically the same thing essentially developing. We have that gap below to fill. We pumped a little bit off AMD, but we could be dipping back down to fill that gap towards 141, so keep that in mind. ARM's the same thing. We pumped only to dip. We could be coming down to fill this gap as well. But we have earnings soon, so we'll see how that goes. Coin pumped about 220. We'll have to see how we react to 220. Still pretty strong, though. It could push a little bit more for the low 220s. Amazon has tough resistance at 200. We'll have to see if you hold above it or not. If not, I do anticipate 197 to be coming again. So watch to see if 200 holds. Meta's rejecting here. Could be dipping back down to about the 560 area. Microsoft pushed up to about 418 only to dip back down. We have a gap to fill to 412, so it could be coming back down. And then Google could also be dipping. We'll have to see if 174 holds. If not, it's going to be dipping back down to 172.4. So there could be a small dip coming to the markets, guys. We pumped very, very well so far, but we're already gapping up so hard, and this is now like a new resistance. So on SPY, when we open, expect a little bit of a surge, a little bit of a push, some consolidation, but as time goes on, we might see us slow down a little bit because of the fact that we're up so much. Keep that in mind, guys. I thank you all for listening. I'll see you guys very soon, and peace out.